We don't even have like an official release date for Legends ZA, and we already got crazy. Well, we already got confirmation as far as some Gen 10 stuff and some leaks, and that's a little wild, man. The thing's going crazy, and I don't know if y'all know, but the Terra leaker and all that stuff, the Discord, all that got busted. Everything's coming out. It's crazy, but we gotta talk about these leaks, man. It's your boy Sarge. Welcome back to the channel, and yeah, let's just dive right on in. Now, before we continue, this is your once per video spoiler warning, letting you know, hey, if you don't want to know anything about Gen 10, it's cool. I got you. But without further ado, let's do it. Let's check it out. Now, the first piece of information comes from the Hidden Power Podcast. So shout out to the Hidden Power Podcast. Maybe one day I can be on there yapping it up with those guys. But hey, you know what? For right now, we're talking about the rumors. And April 15th, this is the older rumor that I saw. And there's a reason I'm going back. Trust me, trust the process. There's a reason I'm going back to April 15th. Below this post, before I go over it, Central Leak said, hey, chop it up. This is fake. This is fake. Don't even believe it. It's fake. Fake news. DT. It's fake news. But in all honesty, Central Leaks, who's your sources, bro? You ain't really got valid sources. Your reputation kind of wish-washy right now. So lie on you, just pipe down. But apparently, Generation 10 rumors to surface detailing the settings being in a region based on Greece, where, why did I say it like that? On Greece? Where the box legendaries are based on Poseidon and Zeus. Oh, come on, bro. Greece, godlike Pokemon. Come on, dude. Ride Pokemon Return. I don't know if you remember, there was a leak coming about, about maybe diving coming back. That would have been sweet, and that might still happen. Mega Evolution looks like it's going to be here to stay in Generation 10. I don't know about this one, but a fusion-like mechanic where Pokemon can crossbreed. What in the and it releases in November of next year. We'll probably get this game before GTA 6. I don't know. A lost region based on Greece and Turkey. Abyss Legendary is Poseidon, which is water ground. And Ether Legendary is like Zeus, flying electric. The starters are a grass dog, Europe theme, a fire cobra, Middle Eastern, and a water hippopotamus, African theme. Interesting. Not what I would expect, but hey, I'm all for it. I'm here to see what they're cooking. Meowth gets a regional form based on the Aegean cat, which is normal water. Diving returns with Lantern Evolution. Running with a normal fighting horse. Okay. Skyriding with a Pegasus, which is flying electric. Surfing with a Seahorse, which is water steel. And climbing with a Cree goat, which is normal rock. There's an underwater city at the deepest point in the sea and a sky island in the highest point of Olympus. Now we're getting into Tears of the Kingdom territory, right? Because you had the land of Hyrule, but then you had all the stuff that was in the sky, but then you had the underworld, or the underdepths, whatever I forgot what it was called. This could make something like insanely crazy, because that's what we thought Legends ZA was gonna do. It's gonna be like, oh, it's just in the city. Maybe they do like an underground part. But if they're really going to that point, and with the Switch 2 the way it is, if they can really do something like, oh, there's land, there's the sea, there's anything under the sea, you got the sky, there's floating, I don't know. The possibilities are like endless. I would definitely love something like that. The story is peak for the Pokemon game. Pokesports Return is very fun. Returns for vacation like old characters like Cynthia and Steven. Yo, shout out to the boys Steven and Cynthia. And only champions will have official competitive scene. Megas return from ZA, so I guess we're getting ZA Megas in the game. And some Pokemon get hyper crossbreeding. One of the themes between Tauros and Machoke into a new species, which is a Minotaur. That's weird. I don't know if we should be doing this. I don't know. But again, it's always a leak. Take it with a grain of salt. Now, I brought you guys back to that date because today's April 27th. It's been some time. It's been 12 days since then. New Pokemon Gen 10 rumors surfaced detailing the setting and gameplay features. Let's take a look. No gyms. 12 islands, 8 divine Pokemon that protect them. There's a fast travel and a new selection of ride. It gets cut off here. Air ride, additional ground ride, and additional water rides. Improved catching mechanic and shaders. New legendary Pokemon are 2 knights. I was kind of hoping the Poseidon Zeus thing, but concept arts are already circulating. No new Pokemon are being shown. Don't waste your time on X or YouTube streams. Okay, all right. Well, there goes this video. Watch that. All right, so according to them, there's no gyms. Their ride Pokemon return, improve catching visuals, and concept art circulating. That's what we got from this. Okay, cool. Now, before I go to Soul Silver, who is also part of the Hidden Power podcast, he had some things going on here. He's got a lot of things going on here. So we gotta look into this, okay? He's got like, I don't know how many things going through this whole thing. Oh dang, imagine that. Okay, so theory. He posted this yesterday. What if Gen 10, there are new Pokemon that are considered gods for old Pokemon with godlike forms of their respective lands? The traits of these god Pokemon will influence and be a literal theme for the environment of their islands. Maybe they even created their island in their image, and therefore all the normal Pokemon on that island will have traits and themes related to the divine Pokemon. So now we're talking like Arceus, right? The god of Pokemon. Now you have like demigods, right? You have like Zeus, which is like the main god, and then you have like, you know, all the ones under Poseidon, Ares, hey, all that other stuff. So this could be a potential gimmick. Now the people of these islands could revere and pray to these island deities, and maybe the Gen 10 gimmick could be related to normal Pokemon ascending to this deity level blessed Pokemon. I'm talking Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. I'm saying these guys are gonna start having godlike abilities with mega evolution. It's got to be involved with like some kind of blessing or some kind of, I don't know. This is just the tip of the iceberg, guys. This is actually an old theory from back in October based on coup riddles and a giant Game Freak hack. From all of what we learned, a few key things about Gen 10. The code name is Gaia, which is possible god or earth, sky, sea. Island hopping region. Each island will have different and unique cultures and environments, and certain Pokemon could affect their environments instead of the environment affecting them. Coup riddled new project after ZA. Praying to the gods. Too much water, Hoenn-like region. Titan was the code name of Scarlet and Violet. In Greek god mythos, Gaia, the godmother of the Titans. Okay. So there was an interview here. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but if you want to take a look at it, you can pause it or check out Soul Silver on X. Pretty cool dude. Some stuff here. Here's what the new project, the praying hands. By the way, this was not Ikaku. This is all that we could spill for now. Okay. Then he says, as sad as it is, I basically got to accept that sooner rather than later, a lot of info on Gen 10 will leak to the public from the Terra leak. Now, if you guys don't know, the Terra leaker has already been threatened by Game Freak. The Terra leaker said, back up, my boy, because if you come at me, I'm throwing everything out there. Everybody's going to get spoiled. I don't know. It's a bold move. It really is. It's a bold move. But allegedly, things are already leaking. But here it was done in the riddle game, which I appreciate greatly because I love a lot of mystery. However, looking at it from this form and an analytical standpoint, I have to preface this info by saying that it could all be totally fake, which is very true. It was very early on. No offense to Moot at all, but it's nearly impossible to fully believe this info without a track record of credibility. It's just hard proof. And he himself said that this could all change before the release date due to the nature of these leaks. This could ruin everything. Could you imagine a Greece-based Pokemon game that has the region itself, places underwater like an Atlantis? You know what I'm saying? Think about it, like a city under the water and then the sky. Like, oh my god! And then they gotta scrap it. Oh, we're gonna be stuck with Scarlet and Violet forever. With that being said, I'm still covering it because it's possible for it to be also legit. Here's a theory on what's being said. There's a new gimmick where there will be at least 8 apostles, a word he personally chose. Maybe people, probably Pokemon. They're basically disciples of a higher power. Maybe the box legendaries. I said at least 8 because the devs also made much bigger pool / numbers, 24, even 41. But 8 gyms, 8 apostles. Kind of makes sense. He gives us a list of 8, but apparently they're showing the concept art, meaning that they could all be more established than the rest. If these are Pokemon, it seems to be the first letter of any Pokemon, stage their evolutionary lines. Let me see, though, once we get those guesses, that doesn't seem a bit unbalanced, so I feel like it's very possible they could change the Mons. So basically, I don't know what any of this is. Okay, so he's got this whole like thing going on. K1, Como, Kamala. I don't know, bro. If y'all want to go read through all this, be my guest. But apparently, Moot came up with some stuff to clarify the first 8 are essentially finalized or locked for the mechanic, you could say. So apparently, there's a lot of stuff going on. Everybody and their mother apparently got like Gen 10 leaks, and it's like, yo, taking it to the internet. I just wanted to sidestep to Light because Light, I don't know if I follow him because I want to keep up with stuff, but it's just a lot of weird things going on with this user. But potential leak, enter at your own risk. The new gimmick, praying hands. So it falls under that category that Ku had already mentioned. Right, this ain't new. Ku had already mentioned this, the praying hands. So it's got to be something godly. Curious, when we pray, we have to put our hands together. How many fingers do we have in total? 10. Praying equals Gen 10. But the reason I went back to this post back on the 15th is because when it was rumored that it's gonna be based on Greece, Central was like, yo, hold on, man, this is all fake. And then today, Central just came out and said, yo, get ready for an oceanic adventure. It is true. We can confirm that Pokemon Gen 10, codenamed Gaia, will take place in the Cyclades. The game is planned for release next year exclusively for the Switch 2. Now, I don't know about this last part. I think they're still going to support the Switch 1, but I don't know. Maybe they don't want to have to go through. It makes sense, right? Because it's very easy. It's a lazy way to approach it, right? Because they would have to make sure it's optimized for the Switch 1, and then it's probably going to run like Scarlet and Violet did, and then also it's going to run pretty good on the Switch 2, hopefully, fingers crossed. I think it should just stay with the Switch 2. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, but I don't know. But again, the Cyclades, it's Greece, bro. It's Greece. It ended up being true. You know what I'm saying? So this would be insane, dude. This would be insane if this was actually it. It's like, oh, it's too much water, bro. There's like over 200 islands in this area, IRL. You know what I'm saying? Like this is it. This is fire. I would love something like this. And then if you add like sky to it, and there's like sky islands for some reason, like this is really Tears of the Kingdom kind of vibes, and I'm all for it. Especially underwater. We haven't had a diving mechanic in, well, I don't even remember when. What, Ruby? I don't know. It's been so long. But if this is all true, Gen 10 is looking like it's pretty solid. Now, if you don't, now you got to keep in mind, Gen 10, Pokemon Champions will already have been a thing, or maybe the same time. So that's going to take away their focus of having to do anything competitive. So this is going to be all story, all, you know, all the goodness, all the gimmicks, everything like that. And Champions will take more of the VGC, you know, competitive side of things, which is going to be awesome. So there's so much stuff coming out, man, and we still don't even have a launch date for ZA. So I'm excited. Let me know what you guys think about the leaks. Do you think they're true? You think they're false? Always take them with a grain of salt, right? Subscribe to the channel because I'll make sure to keep up to date with anything and everything Pokemon here, games and all that stuff. We got some stuff to talk about for TCG Pocket. It's just a lot going on here, man. But it's been your boy Sarge. Subscribe, man. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.